Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I am back in the great state of Utah, and this time I am with my wife and we are car camping in Moab. So we are at the Hal Canyon Campground, and it's right off the Colorado River. It is BLM land, but there is a $20 per night fee, but it gives you a pit toilet, which is great. And it's probably 10-15 minutes from the downtown Moab area, maybe another 15-20 minutes to Arches National Park, if even that. And so it is in a absolute great location. So we're going to be here for 3 days and 2 nights in the Moab area, and Nancy's never been here before, so I'm going to show her some of my favorite hikes that I've done here in the past. So let me show you our campsite here at Hal Canyon Campground. It's actually pretty nice. We got in to Moab about 10:30 this morning and started looking for spots. And there's a lot of these little campgrounds that are along the Colorado River just north of Moab. And they fill up quick. They're first come, first serve. It is BLM land, but there is a site fee, about $20 a night. And we were getting nervous because for the first couple of campgrounds, they were all filled up. This is Memorial Day weekend. It's Friday morning, and we were getting a bit nervous that we weren't going to find a site, but we did. So check this out. So we are at campsite 11, and you go and you pay at the service fee station up there. Again, it's $20 a night. So bring cash. I don't have any online service, so there is a way to pay online, but you don't have service here in this campground, but I think you do in others. But you fill out a little tab to tell how many nights you're staying, and you post it there at your campsite, and here you go. So this is a huge campsite. This is really awesome. A lot of the other campsites that we saw were really small and tiny. And as we were driving up to this one, a guy just was leaving at that moment. And so we decided to jump on it real quick. Here you go. This is my hammock stand. So when I go car camping, especially in the Utah area, and trees are not the greatest, I carry a hammock stand that I created, and I can show you little details of that later. But this is where I'll be sleeping. I have my Dutch netless hammock, and it works great. It works great for this space. We also have a nice fire pit here, and we have a little canopy that we typically put over our picnic table. And there's just all of our junk, coolers, all that stuff that we haven't really unpacked yet. But yeah, gives us a little bit of shade, a little reprieve. And then Nancy is in the Big Agnes Tiger Wall 2. Again, 2-person tent, which is not really a 2-person tent. So this is the tent that she will be taking on a Maroon Bells trip, the 4-pass loop that we're doing later on at the end of July. So she's getting some practice on setting it up, and she did a great job. So that's where she will be sleeping tonight. So that's really our setup. Oh, one thing, probably the most important thing is this. So our campsite goes all the way back to this beautiful shaded tree. And so right now it's Memorial Day weekend. The highs are probably in the low 80s, but it's still warm in the direct sun. So this little spot here is fabulous to have at your campsite. So if you can find site number 11 at the Hal Canyon Campground, I would go for it, just for this right here. So there's my beautiful wife over there. But the shade here is amazing. And the views, it's right on the river. It is awesome. And so you can probably see here that I am hanging my hammock. I think this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm hanging my hammock from a single tree. So this is a beautiful, beautiful shaded tree, and it has one of its huge branches that are coming down, and so I've been able to put my suspensions on both ends. But it has been absolutely great just relaxing here in the hammock, sound of the Colorado River. It feels 10 degrees cooler in the shade, and it's fabulous. So again, we really got lucky with this campsite. Really love this, just with all the space that we have, and these views, man. You can't beat these views. So we're just waiting for it to cool down a bit. Right now it's about 3 o'clock. We got here around 11, and so this evening we're going to go hike Corona Arch during some of the sunset hours when it is a bit cooler. All right, we have made it to the Corona Arch trailhead. It is a 2.2 mile out and back. A little incline at the very beginning, but not really much after that. Super fun hike. Let's go check out an arch. So how I found out about the Corona Arch Trail is that on one of my trips to Moab, I was with Sherpa doing some car camping, and I wanted to find some dog-friendly hikes. You know, they're not allowed in the national parks like Arches and Canyonland, so I started looking for some other hikes that would be convenient for her. And that's when I found the Corona Arch Trail, and it has been great. There is one section that I think could be trickier for dogs. You know, Sherpa is an 80-pound lab. I can't pick her up in this one section, but I did have to nudge her along a little bit. But once she got her momentum going, she was great. But I'll show you that section up here in just a minute. So there is another arch on this trail before you get to the Corona Arch. Or I should say there's an intersection to go to another arch called the Pinto Arch. And I've done that on my last trip, and I didn't think it was worth the effort. I think it's about another mile up there. You have to do some switchbacks over on the slick rocks, and it was okay, but I didn't think it was necessarily worth the effort. And here's our first look, the Corona Arch. Maybe kind of hard to see, so it's kind of blending in with the background, but that's it right there. So here is the section where your dog may have a hard time. And I don't know if the steepness this video is justify that. But there are some step holes there. And I think once she was able to scoot up to right about there, then she was okay. But she made it. She definitely wasn't going to let me pick her up. But just so you know, something your dog's going to have to go up if you decide to bring your furry little friend. So there is a ladder here, which obviously my dog didn't go up, but she was able to go up this slick rock here and then come back around, and that's where you see Nancy at, of where the trail is. Those blue skies we were experiencing earlier at camp turned into overcast, which isn't too bad. It definitely kept the temperature down and very pleasant for our hike this afternoon. But I would love to see some of the blue skies and behind the arch and the sun hitting it. That would have been amazing. But still absolutely beautiful. Love that arch. Well, that's going to do it for the Corona Arch Trail. Nancy and I are now heading back to the truck. Again, that's one of my favorite trails here in Moab. Absolutely love it. It's only 2.2 miles out and back, round trip. And I just like some of the bouldering, climbing the ladder, you know, stuff like that. Walking on the slick rock. It's not your ordinary conventional trail. So I absolutely love it and highly recommend anyone to come out here and do it. As for bringing your dog, just depends if you think your dog can make it up that one section of chains, or if your dog's small enough that you can carry them up that section. Sherpa needed a little prodding, but she made it. But that's going to be it for the trail. We are heading now back to the campground, and we're going to grill little burgers and we're going to call it a night. All right, see you in the morning.